Brought to you by JMR Rentals, jmrny.com.
Good evening. I am Kayla Vera for No Rest for the Weekend here at Tribeca Film Festival for the world premiere of Corner Office starring Jon Hamm. I'll be interviewing the filmmakers and the cast, so stay tuned. Joining me now is the amazing Jon Hamm, the star of Corner Office. Jon, thank you so much for...
Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
So, how does it feel to be here today at the Tribeca Film Festival?
Well, it feels great. I mean, it's nice to see people. It's nice to see people gathering and coming together to support what we do. And I'm thrilled to get a chance to show people the movie that we made. So I still haven't seen it, so I'll see it with everybody else.
Oh my God. Also, you're used to doing big Hollywood films. How does it feel to do an indie?
That's where I started. You know, I started acting and producing independent films, and it's different. Obviously, it's different working on something like Top Gun than it is on something like this, but it's just as exciting because we get to tell the story and we get to work with some tremendously talented people up and down the cast and crew. So I was thrilled to get a chance to work in Vancouver again, where we shot the film. Thrilled to get a chance to work with Joachim, who's a phenomenal director, and I'm excited for people to see the film.
So, just a few words about the film and what attracted you to the project.
The story was interesting to me. It mostly takes place inside the main character's head, and I thought that was a very interesting idea in a visual medium to have this sort of thing that takes place in his imagination and other people in the world can't see, but we as the viewers can see. So Joachim took that idea and ran with it, and I knew I was in very good hands, and it was just an interesting idea, and I was glad to be able to get to do it.
Kayla Vera with Jon Hamm, thank you so much, and have fun tonight.
Thank you.
Joining me now is Sarah Gadon, one of the lead actresses of Corner Office. Sarah, it's so nice having you here with us. I'd love to know more about the character you played.
Sure. I mean, I play a woman who works at the office. She's very businesslike, and Jon, his character really creates a fantasy around her and what their relationship could be. And as the film unfolds, you discover whether or not that relationship is real or just a dream.
I love that. I'd love to know a little more about the journey as a character.
I mean, for me, it was so much fun because the script has so much fantasy in it and so much humor. And I love just playing around with the dryness of that humor, and I think also being able to have that big dance sequence and be able to do a ballroom dance in a movie is so much fun. I grew up as a dancer, so I just love being able to do something like that in a movie.
Amazing. Well, you look beautiful. Thanks so much for stopping by. Sarah Gadon for No Rest for the Weekend here at Tribeca Film Festival. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
Joining me now is Christopher Heyerdahl, a lead actor in Corner Office. Christopher, it's nice to have you speak to us today.
It's my pleasure to speak to you. Welcome to Tribeca.
Oh, thank you so much.
Your first time here, right?
Yes. I'd like to know more about who you played and what it means for you to be at Tribeca Film Festival.
Well, this is my second time at Tribeca, so, and I know I'm not 25, so it's been a long time since I've been wanting to come to festivals like this, and it's great to be back.
So I'd like to know a little more about the film and the character that you played. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Andrew's a middle management fellow, and so he has lots of people under him, and he has lots of people higher up. So his job is to try and please everybody and make everything work and not get fired, like everyone does in that kind of situation. And what happens is that he ends up hiring a young man played by
Jon Hamm.
Mr. Hamm, and who has a very different way of looking at the world and a wonderful, delicious way of looking at the world, and does great things for the company. but the way that he does those great things troubles many people.
Including your character.
Well, I think he actually quite enjoys it, but he has so many people that he has to keep happy.
Okay.
Like I think anybody in that kind of position, you have to keep everyone happy. When everyone starts to scream and yell, it's like dealing with a bunch of kids. So that's where I think the comedy comes out of the true bizarre behavior that human beings do on a regular basis. I mean, when you're working, you see the same thing happening. I'm sure you have a good giggle in the lunchroom, in the coffee room.
I always try to.
Right?
Always try to have a giggle.
So do I, but sometimes it's hard. So that's, I think the exploration here is really quite delicious. And the character, Jon's character, really does have a delicious imagination. And not everyone in the office has such a delicious imagination. And I think that's where the conflict comes. And so it's good fun.
I love that. Well, I hope to see it soon. Thank you so much for spending the time with us, and have fun tonight.
Thank you.
Joining me now is Oliver Ridge, the producer of the film Corner Office.
Hi.
Oliver, how does it feel to be here tonight at Tribeca Film Festival?
So surreal. Making movies is tough, it's hard, it's long, but when you're here, like at events like this, I feel like a child. I'm so happy.
Amazing. I'd love to know more about the film. Give us some details.
So it's a dark comedy. It's an introspective into Orson, who's played by Jon Hamm. It's very much a look at what it means to be a compulsive bureaucrat with OCD. And one day he finds this big, beautiful office that no one's using, and he's stuck in this cramped cubicle, and he's wondering why no one's using this office. And then as he starts working in there and stealing his co-workers' work and doing it in there, we realize the office doesn't exist, and it becomes a fight between him and his co-workers to protect the office.
I love that. So, another tricky question.
Okay.
What do you want the audiences to feel? What do you want them to take away from the film?
I think with COVID and everything about now, we're seeing so many people going back to work, like what that's going to mean to them, like going back to a conventional work, wearing a suit and tie. But also it's like, where do we go in our own minds to protect ourselves, either from the mundane or perhaps from a threat? So I hope people will look at that and think to themselves, well, where do I go to protect myself?
I love that. So it's a dark comedy with elements of fantasy, as you mentioned?
I would say so.
Wow, I can't wait to see it.
I hope you like it.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that's all from the world premiere of Corner Office at the Tribeca Film Festival 2022. For more festival coverage, please visit norestfortheweekendpodcast.com. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.